Beloved, as this new morning gently unfolds, I pray that the peace of God settles over your heart like a quiet river, and that His divine protection surrounds you and your family, covering every path you walk today. May no harm come near your dwelling, and may every step you take be guided by His loving hand, as His presence goes before you, making the crooked paths straight and filling your home with calm, safety, and unshakable assurance. Right now, just breathe and rest in His presence, because this moment is not ordinary. God is already here with you, ready to pour out His peace that surpasses all understanding, ready to whisper direction into your spirit, and ready to release favor that opens doors no man can shut. You don't have to strive or struggle in this moment. Just receive, just listen, just allow His gentle voice to quiet every fear and replace it with divine confidence. There is something powerful about starting your day in prayer, inviting God into every detail before the noise of the world begins. Today He is aligning things you cannot yet see, arranging blessings you did not expect, and guiding your steps with precision and love. Even in areas where you feel uncertain, His wisdom will lead you, and His peace will anchor you so deeply that no storm can shake you. As you continue listening, I invite you to stay connected in this place of peace. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel for daily prayer, and write Amen in the comments as a declaration of your faith. And also share one thing you're believing God for today, because there is power when you speak it, when you release it, and when you trust Him with it. So remain still for a moment longer, beloved, and let your heart open fully to Him. His peace is here, His guidance is here, and His favor is already resting upon your life. You are not walking into this day alone. You are walking in step with the One who knows the end from the beginning and who lovingly carries you through every moment with grace and purpose. Beloved, as you enter into this moment, allow your heart to slow down and your thoughts to gently settle, because the peace of God is not distant from you. It is present right here, right now, ready to calm every anxious thought that has been weighing on your mind. The worries that tried to follow you into this day, the quiet fears that linger beneath the surface, and the uncertainty that sometimes clouds your thinking, none of these have the authority to remain when God's peace begins to flow within you. His peace is not fragile or temporary. It is deep, steady, and unshakable, reaching into the hidden places of your heart and bringing stillness where there was once tension. You may have awakened with questions, or perhaps there are situations in your life that feel unresolved. But God's peace does not wait for everything to be perfect before it fills you. It comes even in the middle of unanswered prayers, even in seasons where clarity has not yet arrived, and it gently reminds you that you are not alone, that you are held, that you are seen. As you breathe in this moment, let every breath become a quiet surrender, releasing control, releasing fear, and allowing God to take His rightful place at the center of your thoughts. There is a calming presence that God releases when you choose to trust Him, a presence that guards your heart like a shield, protecting you from the weight of anxiety and the noise of doubt. It stands watch over your emotions, over your mind, and even over your reactions, so that instead of being overwhelmed, you are grounded. Instead of being restless, you are at peace. This peace is not dependent on circumstances changing around you. It is rooted in the unchanging nature of God, who remains faithful and constant no matter what you face today. Let your thoughts be gently redirected, not by force, but by the quiet whisper of God reminding you that He is in control. When anxious thoughts try to rise, you do not have to fight them in your own strength. You can simply return to this place of stillness, where His peace is already waiting to receive you again and again. It is like a soft covering over your mind, silencing the chaos and replacing it with calm assurance, guiding you back to a place of trust each time you begin to drift. And as this peace fills you, it begins to shape the way you move through your day, influencing your words, your decisions, and your responses. You become less reactive and more centered, less burdened and more aware of God's presence with you. His peace becomes your anchor, your quiet strength, your steady foundation, holding you firm no matter what comes your way, gently reminding you that you are safe in His care, that your heart is guarded, and that your mind can rest in the assurance that God is faithfully watching over you in every moment. Beloved, as you move into this day, take comfort in knowing that you are not left to figure things out on your own, because the gentle hand of God is already guiding you, quietly directing your decisions and ordering your steps with divine precision. Even in moments when the path ahead feels unclear, there is a wisdom beyond your understanding that is working within you, softly leading you in the way you should go, aligning your choices with His perfect will. You may not always hear a loud voice or see immediate signs, but His guidance often comes as a calm assurance, a subtle knowing in your spirit that gently nudges you in the right direction. There are decisions you will face today, some small and some significant, but none of them are beyond God's awareness or care. He sees every detail of your life, every intersection where a choice must be made, and He faithfully positions you so that even your steps become part of His greater plan. When you pause and invite Him into your thoughts, when you allow His presence to settle over your mind, clarity begins to replace confusion and peace begins to shape your direction. His guidance does not bring pressure or fear, but rather a quiet confidence that you are being led with love and intention. Sometimes His direction may not make immediate sense, and you may feel the temptation to rely on your own understanding, but there is a deeper trust that God is calling you into, where you lean not on what you can see, but on who He is. In that place of trust, your steps become steady, even when the full picture has not yet been revealed. He goes before you, preparing the way, removing unseen obstacles, and arranging circumstances in ways you could never orchestrate on your own. What may seem like delays or detours can often be His protection, gently steering you away from what is not meant for you and guiding you toward what is. As you continue through this day, remain sensitive to His leading in the quiet moments, in the stillness between your thoughts, and in the gentle impressions that rise within your heart. His guidance is not distant or complicated, it is near, personal, and filled with grace. When you feel unsure, you can pause, breathe, and return to His presence, trusting that He is faithful to lead you step by step. There is no rush, no need to force outcomes, because the one who directs your path does so with perfect timing and complete understanding. And as He orders your steps, you begin to walk with a different kind of confidence, not rooted in your own ability, but in the assurance that God Himself is guiding you. Every step becomes purposeful, every decision becomes covered in His wisdom, and every moment becomes an opportunity to follow His lead with a heart that is open and at rest, knowing that you are being gently carried along a path that has already been prepared for you with care, intention, and unfailing love. Beloved, as you step into this day, receive this quiet assurance in your spirit that the favor of God is already resting upon your life, moving ahead of you, surrounding you, and working in ways you may not immediately see. His favor is not something you have to strive for or earn through effort. It is a gift of His grace, gently opening doors that once seemed closed and creating opportunities that you could not have arranged on your own. Even now, there are things being aligned in your favor, conversations being prepared, and pathways being made clear, all because His hand is upon you. There may have been moments where you felt overlooked or delayed, times when it seemed like nothing was shifting, but God's favor often works quietly before it becomes visible. It is present in the unseen details, in the timing of events, and in the hearts of people He positions along your path. What feels like a sudden breakthrough is often the result of His steady and faithful work behind the scenes, arranging everything in perfect order. You are not forgotten, and you are not standing still, even when it feels that way, because His favor continues to move on your behalf. As His favor goes before you today, it softens obstacles and makes a way where there once was resistance. Situations that once felt difficult can begin to shift, not because of your own strength, but because God's grace is making space for you. There is a gentle ease that comes with his favor, a sense that things are beginning to align without force, without struggle, as if doors are opening at just the right moment. You may find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, and experiencing moments that feel divinely arranged. Allow your heart to remain open and receptive, because sometimes favor comes in unexpected ways, through small opportunities, quiet moments, or simple connections that carry greater purpose than you realize. When you walk with an awareness of his presence, you begin to recognize these moments not as coincidence, but as the loving guidance of God unfolding in your life. His favor is not limited, and it is not reserved for certain seasons. It is continuous, flowing into every area of your life as you trust him. And as you move through this day, let there be a quiet confidence within you, not rooted in what you can do, but in what God is already doing. His favor surrounds you like a shield, goes before you like a light, and rests upon you with gentle power. You are being positioned, guided, and supported in ways that go beyond your understanding, and even in moments that feel ordinary, his favor is still at work, opening doors, creating opportunities, and leading you into the fullness of what he has prepared for you, with care, intention, and grace. Beloved, as you move gently into this day, receive the comforting assurance that God's protection is resting upon you and your family, covering you with a presence that is both powerful and peaceful. You are not stepping out into uncertainty alone, but into a day that has already been touched by his hand, where his watchful care surrounds every place you go and every moment you experience. His protection is not distant or uncertain, it is near, constant, and faithful, like a quiet shield that remains over you without wavering. There is a deep peace that comes from knowing that God is watching over those you love, even when you are not near them, even when you cannot see what lies ahead. His protection extends beyond your understanding, guarding not only your physical well-being, but also your mind, your heart, and your spirit. When worries try to rise about your family, about their safety or their future, you can gently release those thoughts into his care, trusting that he holds them with a love far greater than your own. He is attentive to every detail, aware of every need, and present in every place they go. As you continue through your day, let this awareness settle deeply within you, that no matter what comes your way, you are covered. The challenges you may face do not have the power to overcome you, because God's presence stands between you and harm, guiding you away from danger and surrounding you with divine security. Even in moments that feel uncertain, there is an unseen protection at work, redirecting your steps, preserving your peace, and keeping you anchored in safety. His protection is gentle, yet strong, quiet, yet unshakable. It does not always announce itself loudly, but it is always present, always active, always faithful. There are countless moments where he has already kept you safe in ways you may never fully realize, times where his hand intervened without you even knowing. Today is no different, as his covering continues to rest upon your life and upon your family, holding you close and shielding you from what is not meant for you. So allow your heart to rest in this truth, letting go of fear and embracing the calm assurance that comes from being under his care. You do not have to carry the weight of trying to control everything or protect everything on your own, because God himself is your protector, your refuge, and your safe place. As you walk through this day, there is a quiet confidence that can rise within you, a steady peace that reminds you that you are covered, your family is covered, and every step you take is held within the loving and faithful protection of God. Beloved, as this day unfolds before you, there is an invitation from God to step into a deeper place of trust, a place where you are no longer carrying the weight of everything on your own, but gently placing it into his hands. Trusting God fully is not about having all the answers or seeing the entire path ahead. It is about resting your heart in the certainty of who he is, knowing that he is faithful, that he is good, and that he is already working on your behalf in ways you cannot yet see. In this quiet surrender, something begins to shift within you as the tension you once held starts to loosen and a calm confidence begins to rise. There are moments when life feels uncertain, when questions remain unanswered and situations seem unclear, but trust allows you to remain steady even in the unknown. It becomes a quiet anchor for your soul, holding you firm when circumstances try to pull you into worry or doubt. You begin to realize that you do not need to figure everything out in your own strength, because God's wisdom is far greater, His timing is perfect, and His plans for you are filled with purpose. As you release control, even little by little, you create space for His peace to settle deeply within you, bringing clarity where there was confusion and light where there once was heaviness. When you trust Him fully, your perspective begins to change. What once felt overwhelming starts to feel manageable, not because the situation has changed immediately, but because your heart is no longer burdened in the same way. You begin to see that God is present in every detail, gently guiding you, supporting you, and strengthening you from within. His presence becomes your reassurance, a steady reminder that you are not alone in anything you face today. This awareness brings a quiet strength, a resilience that is not forced or strained, but naturally flows from your connection with Him. Trust also opens the door for clarity to emerge in your life. When your mind is no longer crowded with anxious thoughts or constant overthinking, you become more aware of His gentle leading. His voice becomes easier to recognize, not as something loud or overwhelming, but as a soft impression, a peaceful knowing that guides your decisions step by step. You begin to move with a sense of direction, even if it is just one step at a time, trusting that each step is being ordered with care. There is no rush, no pressure to have everything perfectly planned, only a quiet willingness to follow where He leads. And within this trust, a deeper spiritual strength begins to form. It is not the kind of strength that comes from striving or pushing yourself beyond your limits, but a strength that is rooted in surrender, in knowing that God's power is at work within you. Even in moments where you feel weak or uncertain, His strength gently carries you, sustaining you and giving you what you need for each moment. You begin to face challenges with a calm assurance, not because you are relying on your own ability, but because you are leaning fully on Him. As you continue through this day, let this trust become a quiet rhythm in your heart, something you return to again and again. When doubts arise, you gently release them. When fear tries to take hold, you soften your thoughts and remember that God is still in control. There is a peace that flows from this place of trust, a deep and abiding peace that steadies your emotions and centers your mind. It allows you to move through your day with grace, responding rather than reacting, resting rather than striving. You are being held, guided, and strengthened in every moment, even the ones that feel ordinary or unnoticed. God is working within you, shaping your heart, building your faith, and leading you into a place of deeper confidence and clarity. As you trust Him fully, you begin to experience life differently, not defined by pressure or fear, but by a quiet assurance that everything is unfolding according to His perfect will, and that you are exactly where you need to be, walking step by step in His presence, carried by His peace, guided by His wisdom, and strengthened by His unfailing love. Beloved, as we come to the close of this quiet time together, allow your heart to remain still in the presence of God, carrying this peace with you into every moment that lies ahead. Let everything you have received in this time settle deeply within you, like a gentle river flowing through your spirit, bringing calm, clarity, and rest. May the peace of God continue to guard your heart and mind, staying with you as you move through conversations, decisions, and every step of your day. Even when the noise of the world begins to rise, may you remember this stillness, returning to it again and again, knowing that His presence is always near. You are not walking alone today, for God is with you, guiding you, protecting you, and surrounding you with His unfailing love. May His wisdom lead you in every decision, both big and small, giving you confidence in the path that unfolds before you. And may His favor go before you, opening doors, aligning opportunities, and placing you exactly where you are meant to be. Let His protection rest upon you and your family, covering your home with peace, safety, and divine security throughout this day. When challenges arise, may you face them with a calm spirit, knowing that God's strength within you is greater than anything around you. Let your heart remain anchored in trust, releasing every worry and choosing to rest in His perfect care. May your thoughts be filled with peace instead of anxiety, and your spirit be lifted with quiet assurance and hope. As you go forward, carry a gentle awareness of His presence, knowing that He is working in ways you cannot always see. Let every step you take today be guided, every word you speak be filled with grace, and every moment be touched by His peace. Now, if this time of prayer has blessed you, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel for daily prayer. Write Amen in the comments as a declaration of your faith, and also share one thing you're believing God for today. There is power in your words, and as you release your faith, trust that God is already moving on your behalf. Take this peace with you into your day, allowing it to shape your actions, your responses, and your perspective. May you walk in calm confidence, knowing that you are covered, guided, and deeply loved by God. Rest in the assurance that everything you need for today has already been provided through His grace. And as this day unfolds, may you continually feel His presence beside you, gently leading you forward with peace, purpose, and unfailing love.